Welcome back to Border Adventures and its Swiss Cup final game. Now, I realise in the vast pantheon of Football Manager events that you might have partaken in yourself, reaching the final of the Swiss Cup is not the pinnacle of anybody's career, but by Border Adventures standards, today is a little bit of a biggie. We've got young boys in the National Stadium, which also doubles up as their home ground. It is packed to the rafters. The boys are in the tunnel ready to go. And if we could upset the odds and beat young boys, well, it will be our first cup win in this Border Adventures career. But this is Football Manager, isn't it? We know how these things work. A week out from the cup final, and who's out for 6 weeks? Yep, our star player. It means that we're up against it from the off today.
Out it!
Okay, so let's get into it. Swiss Cup final day. This is the man that's going to be missing for us, Elia Petrelli. Of course, 25 goals, 31 appearances. He was never going to be allowed to play in a Swiss Cup final. So this is the man we've got deputising Sebastian Harak. By no means a bad player himself, but certainly not to Petrelli's standard. Perhaps the man we would have started in place of Petrelli would have been Juan Manuel Ramasco, who we've been playing out on the left wing all season. But he's a great striker in his own right, but he himself has been injured for the best part of 2.5 months now, so he's not even fit enough to be on the bench today. So the striker that does make it onto the bench is Nathaniel Campare, barely a sniff of football for this young man this season, and he makes it onto the bench for the cup final. Maybe the script is written. I highly doubt that, but you never, ever know. Our unbeaten streak has gone as well. We've just lost a game to Basel. Since we showed you the semi-final to Basel, we beat Lugano 2-0, Petrelli and the Bobster. We beat Thun 1-0 as well. Petrelli in his last appearance before the injury, before we dominated the match stats against Basel, but they scored from a set piece, and then we got beaten with another one late on when we were chasing the game. So that means we've conceded our first goals in quite a few fixtures. It means the unbeaten run since the restart has gone as well. And so what would have been a tough game anyway against those pesky young boys is now an awful lot tougher. We're putting what I think is our strongest team out there. We're bringing Theo in on the right wing because he loves big games, and our other right wingers are not keen in the big fixtures. So hopefully that'll count for something. The Bobster over on the left wing isn't keen on the big fixtures either, but we're going to give him a go today. And we're going to see whether we can take it to the biggest, most successful team currently in Switzerland. We are the underdogs. That suits us down to the ground. Let's go and pull off a cup final upset. Okay, I think maybe as it's a cup final, maybe we should just give them a little bit of faith as well. I've got to be honest, I'm not sure I have that much faith. It would have been a tough game with Petrelli. I think it's just darn right difficult without him. But here we go. Our first shot at a bit of silverware since Mandris lifted the Polish second division title years and years ago. And, well, we're into the highlights, and Theo has headed the ball on to, well, I don't know what he saw. I certainly didn't see it, but he's closed them down. Oh, and he has thumped a ball that has actually moved through the opposition keeper, teleported through him and gone out for a corner. Strong start. Well, tested their keeper a couple of times in the opening 10. So, hey, we've not had a lot of possession, but we've had a couple of chances. Reasonable, I suppose. Reasonable start. And we got another corner again. My Kimona. Far post. Has that got in? It's got in. Whoa, it's Chima. I don't know how we're feeling about Chima now. We signed him within a week. His personality had dipped to being unambitious. We fell out with him. But now he scored in the semi-final. He's just scored in the Swiss Cup final. Maybe we're forgiving him. Cautiously. Long way to go, though. What have we got? 6 shots, 3 on target. We're doing okay, aren't we? We're doing okay. We're about to praise the boys, but let's just hold off on that. Can we win the ball back and get one of our little counters going? I'd like to see a little bit of Harak early on in this game as well. Don't know whether he's quite capable of filling those Petrelli boots. He's doing some half-hearted closing down now. We're on the ball. Here we go. We've given it back to their danger man, Von Bournemouth. Goodness knows what he's got in his locker for a cup final. Here he goes again. Oh, okay. You worry about him being paralysed with fear every time the ball goes back to him. Here's Theo. He's got fouled, but wriggled his way through. He's got a ball in as well. Bobster's going to pick it up. Fire it across, Bob. Fire it across. Harak. 2-0. 2-0 in the cup final. Sebastian Harak. Oh, Petrelli's cheering him on from the stands. The young Swiss under-21 player has nodded us into a 2-0 lead. The Bobster gets the cross in. That's a deft little header. And I don't know whether we maybe should just praise the boys because, well, Bobster's been overwhelmed by that, but everybody else has been fired up and we are off again. Can we win the ball back? We can. It's Prieto on loan from Barcelona. He's probably been around some big games himself. We've gone back to Von Bournemouth. Why we're trusting him so much with the ball, I'm not sure. He's not a sweeper keeper, by the way. But we're off, and the Bobster showed a little turn of pace there. He's quick, he's in, he's been brought down. Oh my God, I think Petrelli's the penalty taker. That looked like a clear foul to me. Is it Carmona? Who takes penalties when Petrelli's not in the team? I can't remember. Oh my God, who selected him? Who cares? We are 3-0 up against Young Boys. Oh, do we go balance just to get it through to half-time? We are 3-0 in the lead, and that's a good penalty. That's a composed finish. I don't think we've got a deputy penalty taker set up by the looks of it, because I certainly don't recall setting an on-loan right back to be taking the penalties for us. But let's passionately... Oh, no. Hang on. Cup final. Don't get complacent. Harak couldn't deal with that, but everybody else saw the wisdom in the words. The young boys have come out fired up for the second half. It's hard to know what to shout when you're 3-0 up and you're the underdogs in a cup final. Do we already do the dirty and get the time wasting on? I feel like we do. Feel like that's the move to make. Complete lack of highlights in this second half, and I am not apologising for it. In fact, I am delighted by it. Let's see if we need to bring some fresh legs on. The Otter is looking tired, but there's no way we take the Otter off. My Kimona's looking a little tired as well, and that's a change we can make. So let's get Yeboah on and move Theo to the number 10 position. Big tall boy Theo as well, so maybe he can get on the end of some set plays as well. Dashing into the box. Ooh, still nervous. Even at 3-0, I'm nervous because we've got Von Bournemouth in goal. He's made a save there, to be fair to him. Said he's near post. He should be saving those, but anything's happening when Von Bournemouth is between the sticks. Ooh. Living by our wits a little bit back there. Close them down. Close them down. No fouls. No fouls. Oh, well done. Even Villa's winning me round. I've not been a fan all season, but even Villa is winning me round. But young boys are at us again. Can we win the ball back? No, Harak didn't fancy putting in a sprint for that one, and they're coming at us again. We're getting numbers back, though. We are defending deep. That is our play. Defend deep and counter. Usually we'd rely on the pace of Petrelli up there, but not today. It's worked out okay, though, and Von Bournemouth, to his credit, looked pretty secure. Okay, we're going to rotate off Harak, and I'm going to show a bit of sentiment that I probably wouldn't have shown if it weren't 3-0 up with 12 minutes to go. We're bringing on Campare, and we're going to ask the boys to get creative for the last few minutes. We're going to make a final time-wasting substitution. Let's give Muesli a little bit of game time as well. Get the 17-year-old involved on the big day, and I think we've pulled off a victory. My goodness, it took us a long time to get up to speed in Switzerland, but this has been a good second half to the season. That one defeat against Basel We almost pulled ourselves into a title challenge. We've qualified for the Europa League by courtesy of our league position and now, I think, winning a Swiss Cup final. Not even the Northern Mariana Islands could throw this away. Who am I kidding? Of course they could. But here we go. One last go. Oh, that puts a bit of gloss on the performance outside of the box. Theo, I don't know where this performance have come from. We have beaten Young Boys 4-0. Young Boys could be crowned champions in a fortnight's time. The Ott slips a little pass through. That is a snapshot from the edge of the box. Ooh, 4-0. And there's the ticker tape formally, and that is the first time we have seen a team in Border Adventures make it to a cup final, and the first time of asking, we've lifted the trophy. Boys parading it around the opposition's stadium, gloating in their own backyard. I think you've got to say from those match stats, that was a job well done. Passionately then, congratulations boys, enjoy these moments, you deserve it. So, we've got an achievement unlocked, our first bit of cup glory. There's the league standings as well. You can see we could still win the title. We've got 2 games left. We could finish on 76 points, but chances of Young Boys and Basel both losing their last 2 games, not going to happen, but neither are we going to get caught by 4th place Servette. So that pretty much marks the highlight of our season, a Swiss Cup final win. We will of course be back for the last game of the season. We'll show you how we get on in the last fixture and we'll do an end of season summary and roundup as well. But we've also got a busy summer transfer window ahead of us because we're now looking like we could just be rubbing shoulders with the big 2 in Switzerland and maybe putting in a bit of a title challenge next season with some European football to play for as well. Thank you to everybody that's been watching along with our Border Adventures. Hopefully you enjoyed that episode. We are going to see you very soon for the last game of the season. Thanks very much for watching. We're going to see you next time with a trophy in the cabinet.